Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now finally, Dr. Miguna Miguna has shared a photo of the new passport confirming that he has received a new copy, and that means if the red alert will be lifted, then Miguna will make his way back to Kenya. And yes, we understand that President Uhuru Kenyatta's government messed up with Miguna when they went to an extent of destroying his passport. But again, getting another passport means that Miguna had to apply, or they had to look for another way to make sure that Miguna is getting a passport so that he can maybe come back to the country. But that means you have to apply for another one. But you have to remember that Miguna only wanted to travel with the ID, his ID card, but not a passport. Though I understand, even if you are in a foreign country and you want to make your way back home and you don't have your documents, at least you get your embassy or consulate, and they will give you maybe a letter that you will use to travel back home. So Miguna did not have any of this, but he just wanted to use his ID, get to the airport, and yes, back home like that. But again, despite all this, we know he did not come back. But even President William Samoei Ruto has not allowed Miguna to come back using the ID card. They simply looked for a way to get Miguna a passport. Yes, he's saying that he did not sign any document, but there's a possibility, of course, he might have signed a document there. So this is what I posted. I want us to go through it. 1,687 days after Uhuru Kenyatta, Railaodinga, Fred Matiang'i, Karanja Kibicho, and Gordon Kihalangwa conspired to illegally seize and destroy my Kenyan passport, President William Samoei Ruto has had a new one delivered to me. I didn't have to sign the silly form they were speaking about. I am waiting for the lifting of red alert. That is what Miguna has shared, of course, just to confirm that he has his passport. Now, our aim with this video is to understand why President William Samoei Ruto definitely has helped Miguna to get a new passport to come back to this country immediately after getting to power. But before we look into that, I want you to listen to the close allies of President William Samoei Ruto, how they reacted to the deportation of Miguna Miguna, and the allies of Raila Odinga on the same time, how they were reacting to the deportation of Miguna Miguna, and then we will look on the issues why Miguna back as of now. Because we have to understand who was saying what during that time, before Miguna will start talking the way he's talking now to Raila Odinga, because that's where he's putting his blame. Listen to this shortly.
And to Kenya,
we want to say that we condemn completely the behavior of the government, the blatant disrespect of the law.
Our brother, who is my constituent within Nyando constituency, is stateless in Dubai. We therefore are saying unequivocally as NASA coalition that Miguna Miguna must be brought back home today.
Are we still governed by the rule of law, or we have left this country to be a country of lawlessness?
Miguna Miguna, I saw him on TV saying, "Come baby, come." Then when they went, now he's crying, So I don't know what invitation he was inviting the courts. I thought he was inviting the law enforcement agencies to carry out a full audit of whether he was a criminal or not. And particularly when you declare yourself a general. In fact, in other countries, the case of such people would not have been handled by the police. It should have been left to the military. Right. But we are a good country. And we've handled this issue with kid gloves for a long time. Yeah. You see, you people are forgetting the bigger issue.
And we'll come
Uhuru Kenyatta has a greater responsibility of ensuring that rule of law is maintained in this country. And that rule of law...
Even he must abide and work within that same rule of law.
Absolutely. But as a matter of fact, the bigger picture is to keep the country going. And if there is a conflict between small issues of one individual, by the way, when an individual right or an individual right is a threat to rights of 45 million people, you cannot subject one individual rights to threaten the lives of more.
Isn't that
someone is released from court and outside the court he stabs somebody with a knife? Would you wait for court to give you an order to rearrest him? So those are things of practicality of enforcement. What I would caution the courts is that they must not also be so happy to quickly issue interim orders without inter partes hearing on matters that are weighty insofar as questions of security are concerned. Because there was a case, you remember, where a terrorist was released in Milimani law courts, and then thereafter, he almost committed another killing of people in the country. So there are certain things that the courts must take caution.
Now, we are continuing with the panel discussion, but just a quick request. You might be watching this channel, but you're not subscribed. So my humble request, please consider subscribing so that another time, once we release a video like this one, you'll always get notified. Again, to all our returning subscribers and anyone who comment, I must say thank you so much for your unconditional support. Again, I'm requesting you to give our video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend our videos to more viewers. Back to our discussion. Now, the truth of the matter, as you have heard in the video, railaodinga allies Akina James Orengo and the team, they were fighting hard to have Miguna in this country. But those who were supporting President Uhuru Kenyatta and the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto by then, who is now President William Samoei Ruto, they were supporting what President Uhuru Kenyatta was doing. You have heard the Elgeyo Marakwet Senator Kipchumba Murkomen giving his own view concerning the deportation of Miguna Miguna. He lauded it. But as of now, he's one man who speaks as if he was not of the view of deporting Miguna. He speaks like he was against that deportation. But the truth of the matter is that the allies who are supporting President William Samoei Ruto were supporting what Uhuru was doing to deport Miguna. Because according to Kipchumba Murkomen, you can sacrifice one person for the sake of a country. So Miguna was sacrificed, and for him it was just right. But those who are supporting Railaodinga and those who are still with him, they were against deportation of Miguna Miguna from this country. They were against confiscating of his passport. But things turned different because, of course, now Miguna decided to see Railaodinga as his enemy, and they started viewing William Samoei Ruto as his friend, just because William Ruto and Railaodinga were not in the same camp. So anasema the enemy of your enemy becomes your friend. But then, our issue here today, why issue Miguna Miguna with a new passport as of now? Number one, I think President William Samoei Ruto is trying just to defy the orders that President Uhuru Kenyatta had put there earlier. You come in with a new regime, you start on a new beginning. Some of the orders that were given by the past regime, you scrap them and you go against them, so that now you build your own way of working. So he did not subscribe to some of the type of leadership that President Uhuru Kenyatta had. And that's why he will do away so many things, including even Mamboya, the dry port. You know, I'm a reverse back to Mombasa because he did not subscribe to that. He want to tell President Uhuru Kenyatta that you are doing it wrong by deporting a Kenyan citizen from this country. Just to tell President Uhuru Kenyatta that you are a man who was working on impunity. So for him, is against it. That's why Miguna, he will be back here. Number two, President William Samoei Ruto want to try and to bring in Miguna Miguna as the next leader of the Luo Nyanza, trying to replace Raila Amolo Odinga. Because for those who understand, Miguna is a kind of a radical leader. And therefore, to get support from Nyanza, maybe you try to bring in other people who can take over the leadership of the region rather than Raila Amolo Odinga. But that one might not work as of now. Because I can tell you, the way I'm seeing the emerging narrative from ODM side, we might have Baba on ballot in 2027. And if Baba will be on ballot in 2027, I see so many casualties. I will do a separate video, of course, on that to explain to you, even some of the casualties who will be there right away from Western and the Nyanza region, in case Baba is on ballot. So trying to replace Raila Odinga in Nyanza region politics, but I think that one might not work as long as Raila will be on ballot. Unless if he's not on ballot, akipeana uongozi, then something might happen. Because once you hand over leadership to another regime, you have people who will not be happy with that leadership, and they will have a different way to go. Dissenting voices. Number three, President William Ruto, President William Samoei Ruto is trying to appeal to the Luo Nyanza people that he's not an enemy the way they have viewed him like, just by trying to bring back Miguna in this country. To tell them that I'm not that much bad the way you think that I am. And that's why I'm working to bring Miguna back in this country, one of your own. That President Uhuru Kenyatta's regime did not find a reason to bring Miguna in this country. But I'm here doing that. So to appeal to the Nyanza region. And lastly, of course, President William Samoei Ruto is just trying to tell the Nyanza region that Uhuru Kenyatta was here, Raila Odinga was here. They did not help Miguna. But a man whom you did not vote for, a man whom you did not believe in his leadership, has just done it to make Miguna come back to this country and stop impunity. I don't know what to think about this, but that's my view. So let us meet in the comment section for the continuation of this conversation.